Hello friends, in today's session we are going to discuss about the logarithmic function, and I assume that you are aware about the basic properties of the logarithmic function. Even if you are not aware, I am going to at least tell you about what is the logarithmic and some basic properties which are basically being used to plot the graph of logarithmic function. So as you know, in the exponential, like in the previous section, session, I have discussed about the exponential function. So that is the basically prerequisite. So in the exponential function, let me give you some example. Like suppose your 2 to the power 0, it is 1. 2 to the power 1, it is 2. 2 to the power 2, it is 4. 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8. So when you convert this exponential part into the logarithmic, so how will it look like? So here in this case, this 2 is basically your called base, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3 is called your index or your power, and 1, 2, 4, 8 is coming as value. So these exponential term, when you convert into logarithmic, so how it will look like? So in the first case, it is like log 1 base 2 is equal to 0. So here we write the base part, 2 is the base, so here we write base. Exponent or index is basically the value which is coming here, so log 1 base 2 is equal to 0. In this case, log 2 base 2 is equal to 1. In this case, log 4 base 2 is equal to 2. And in the third one, last one, log 8 base 2 is equal to 3. So if I generalize this with a formula, so what will happen? Here suppose your base is b to the power a is equal to c. So how it will look like in logarithmic? It will be log c base b is equal to a. So this formula basically comes from the exponential part. So hope you understand what is the basic definition of log. Let me give one more example with the base of 10. So suppose 10 to the power 2 is equal to 100. How will you write this thing in the log form? So it will be your base is 10 and value is 100. So log 100 base 10 is equal to 2. So in this manner you write logarithmic. So here is the first property for logarithmic. For any number, if your exponent is 0, so this always come as 1. So for log 1 base a is always come 0. So this is your first property. Second property, suppose for any number if your exponent is 1, so this will always come as the same number. So in case of logarithmic, log a base a is equal to 1. So if your log is a and your base is also a, in that if both number are same, so logarithmic of that will always come 1. For example, log 2 base 2 is also 1, log 10 base 10 is also 1. In a similar manner you can understand this thing. A third property which we are going to use very much, a to the power m plus n is equal to a to the power m into a to the power n. If you convert this thing into logarithmic part, so how it will come? It comes log x base a plus log y base a is equal to log x into y base a. So here if you take this value as x and you take this value as y, then you can prove this property. So this is also very important property. With the help of this property, if you generalize this property, suppose log x to the power n base a, so what you can write? N log x base A. One more property we are going to use for plotting the graph, that I am writing directly. That is your fifth one, log x a to the power m. In this case, what happens? 1 upon m log x base a. So these are some simple properties which I am going to use in the plotting of logarithmic function. In plotting the logarithmic function, we basically categorize into two categories. We categorize on the basis of base. So suppose your graph logarithmic of ax. So this will be categorized into two categories. When a is between 0 to 1 and when a is greater than 1. A never can become negative, because in the exponential form the base of any exponent can never be negative in that case, because that will become an irrational. So here we will just consider only two cases. So we will plot one by one each case. So let's take the second case. So suppose basic function is y is equal to log x base 2. Here the base is 2. So let me plot the table first. So okay, when x is 1, so log 1 will be 0. When x is 2, this is 1. When x is 4, y will be 2. When x is 8, y will be 3. So this is on the when x is greater than 1. Suppose x is less than 1. So suppose x is 1 by 2. So how will you get the value of 1 by 2? Log 1 by 2 base 2. You can write something like that. Log 2 to the power minus 2. So using property, this will come here, minus 1 log 2 base 2. So this will be minus 1. So you can write when x is half, your value of log is becoming minus 1. In a similar manner, you can say when x is 1 by 4, this will become minus 2. When x is 1 by 8, this will become minus 3. And for x less than negative, function is not defined. So let's plot these points on the Cartesian plane. So this point is 1, 0, 2, 1, 4, 2, 8, 3. Here 1 by 2, minus 1, 1 by 4, minus 2, 1 by 8, minus 3. So if we plot all the point on the graph, so 1, 0, here it is passing from 1, 0, then for 2 it is 1, then for 3 and 4, for 4 it is becoming 2. For half, when x is half, the value is coming as minus 1. For 1 by 4, the value is coming as minus 2. So if we plot all the point, you get logarithmic graph like this. Okay, looking at the graph, you can easily figure out what is the domain and range and what is the solution set. So here if you see the domain, x negative is not defined, even x is equal to 0 is not defined. So what is the domain of the logarithmic function? Domain is 0, infinity, and range you can say clearly it is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. So it's minus infinity to plus infinity. And what is the solution set? Solution set here, value of x when y becomes 0. So here you get only one value, that is when x is 1, you get y as 0. So your solution set is just a singleton set. It is log 1. So 1 x is equal to 1, value is becoming 0. So this is the case of first case when a is basically greater than 1. Now you can write something like that. A is greater than 1. This is the first case. In the second case, we will plot when a is less than 1 and greater than 0. So in the second case, a is greater than 0 and less than 1. Suppose I take value a as 1 by 2. So your function is y is equal to log x 1 by 2. So you can write this one like log 2 to the power minus 1 x. With the help of property, you can write minus 1 log 2x, that is nothing but minus log x base 2. So what happens? It is the graph of log x base 2 but at the negative side. So let's plot first log x base 2. So if you plot log x base 2, we just plot it, it will look something like that. So this is your log x base 2. So what happens here? For now we have to plot minus of log x base 2. So what will happen whenever you are getting for the x, whenever you are getting positive value here, in this case you will get negative value. So what will happen in this case? When x is greater than 1, you are getting positive value in this case. So in case of minus log x base 2, what will happen? It will become minus. So suppose for when x was 4, suppose x was 2. So you are getting as 1, but in this case you will get as minus 1. So what will happen? It will go like this one. And in here, when x is less than 1, in this case, you are getting here value as negative, like a log half, at half it was coming as minus 1. So when in this case minus of minus 1, it will become 1. So this graph will go like this. So this is the graph of log x base half. So basically this is just a mirror image of the previous case. And if you see the domain and range and solution set is exactly same what was present in case of log x base 2. So I'll write that domain is again, in this case also, it's 0 to infinity, range is minus infinity is infinity, and your solution set is again 1. In the next part, we will plot the comparison of graphs. Suppose I want to plot log x base 2, log x base 4, log x, suppose there is log x base 3, log x base 4. So this is your comparison. So whenever x is 1, in each case this value will be 0, this will be value 0, this will be 0. So all three will passes through 1, 0, that is guaranteed. In this case, when x is 2, then it is 1. Here in this case, when x is 3, then it is 1. So this will go like this, log x base 2, or here log x base 3. In this case, what happens? When x is becoming 4, then log 4 base 4 is 1. So this is 4, so this will pass through here. So third one is your log x base 4. In the reverse side, if you see this graph, when suppose you put value as x is equal to half, so this will give as minus 1. So for half, this is giving as minus 1. So this is log x base 2. What happens when x is equal to 1 by 3? In that case, the second one 1 by 3, this is minus 1. So for 1 by 3, it is minus 1. So this is the second one. So this graph is log x base 3. And when x is 1 by 4, in that case, this will become minus 1. So 1 by 4. So this go like this one. So the last one is log x base 4. So this is the comparison of all these three graphs. Okay, when x is greater than 1 here, after this What condition you are noticing here? You notice here log x base 2 is greater than log x base 3 is greater than log x base 4. And in case of 0 to 1, you just notice here it is just reverse. Log x base 4 is greater than log x base greater than log x base greater than log x base than 2. So the condition is just reverse. So this is the comparison of these three graphs when base is greater than 2. In the second part, let's discuss about the comparison of when base is less than 1. Okay, so comparison of log x half, log x 1 by 3, log x base 1 by 4. So to plot the graph of this using property, I can write this one log x base 2, log x base 3 minus log x base 4 minus. So to plot the graph of this, let's plot the graph of again log x base 2, log x base 3 and log x base 4, and we will take the mirror image along the x-axis. That will give the graph of -1. So just now we plotted the graph. This was log x base 2, log x base 3, log x base 4. And here it was log x base 2, log x base 3, log x base 4. So just reverse it along x-axis. So you will get something like that. So this will become your log x 1 by 4. This will be your log x base 1 by 3, log x 1 by 2. Here it is also reverse. So log x base 1 by 2, middle one log x base 1 by 3, and last one log x base 1 by 4. So this is the comparison of the when a is less than 1. There are some important properties in logarithmic. You must able to understand that thing. So okay, suppose a is greater than 1 and you have plotted graph. So this is the graph when a is greater than. So this is the graph of log x base a. So if you take 2 points, suppose you take 2 points alpha and beta. So what happened in this case? If your beta is greater than alpha, so your log of beta base a is greater than log of alpha base a in this case. Always. In the second case, suppose a is less than 1. What happens in that case? When a is less than 1, your graph is just reverse. Your graph is reversed. It is like that. So what happens here if you take alpha and beta? So now in this case, log x base a, what happens if your beta is greater than alpha? What you notice here? Your log alpha base a is greater than log beta a. You can choose this point here as well. Suppose alpha here, beta here. So your alpha is less than beta, but length of this value is greater than log beta base a. So here just sign is reverse. So this is one important thing you must know. There is one special case that you must know, that is logarithmic of x base e. E is basically exponential number that I've discussed in the previous class. So So suppose you've been asked to plot log x base e. So in this case, your e is basically a irrational number which value comes between 2 and 3. So it is the case of when a is basically greater than 1. So in this case, what will be the graph of? So when x is basically 1, so this will pass through here. So at e, y is equal to 1. So this is a graph of log x base e. So this is all about the logarithmic function. Hope you understand logarithmic function. This logarithmic concept is very important and we are going to use in mathematics as well as physics in many chapters. So hope you understood this topic correctly, and if you have any questions you can ask me in the comment section. So with this session we have completed the plotting of all the basic function, that is basically all algebraic and non-algebraic function. Only one function is left, that is inverse trigonometric function. That is basically comes later when you understand the inverse of any function. So we will cover that part later. In the coming session we are going to cover about other aspect of the function, that is even and odd function, what is the periodic function, what is the equal function. With all those concepts then function will be over. Okay, thank you for watching this. Thank you.